Hi, I'm Monica.
And I'm Amanda.
Welcome to Why Does It Matter? You pick the topic.
And we'll tell you why it matters.
Today's topic is friendship.
Well, I love my friends, so this one seems a little obvious. Is there more to the story?
It turns out there is. In 2004, the Australian Longitudinal Study of Aging published results in the Journal of Epidemiological Community Health, finding that older people with a large circle of friends were 22% less likely to die during the course of the 10-year study. What's interesting is that the key indicator of survival was not the network of children or relatives a person may have, but the social network of friends and confidants.
So you're saying a friend a day keeps the doctor away? That sounds affordable.
I know. I wanted to learn more, so I sat down with my good friend, Seton Orscheln, who spent time researching the importance of friendship for her Master's of Divinity and currently works as a hospital chaplain in the Portland area.
I think part of the value of friendship, as I see it, is that it does help to kind of bring meaning and purpose into our lives. Like, kind of what's the point if we don't have people to share it with? But I do think that it fosters resiliency. Things can really go awry. And that's a big part of why, we're always listening in our assessments as chaplains, for what kind of connections. And if there's like nothing, then like what can we do to help this person kind of either plug in somewhere or remember some of their connections that maybe they could kind of invigorate or strengthen in some way, Sometimes it's just about remembering, helping people to access, what their resources are, and one of them that's major is their people that are around them.
Wow, it sounds like it's important to have strong relationships later in life at a time when we are facing so much change.
That's what I thought too. So we sat down with a few women in their 70s and 80s to talk about the friendships in their lives.
So you've been friends with everyone's for about 70 years?
Yeah, 70 plus probably. Yeah, it has been a long time, but it's gone by real fast.
How long have you been friends?
As long as I've been born.
There were three girls. We were known as the Three Musketeers. We were inseparable all through school.
The Three Musketeers, I love that.
I know. Can you imagine the dirt you would have on your best friends after 70 years?
No kidding. Not to mention the dirt they would have on me. It sounds like these women know the secret to a long-lasting friendship.
That's why we asked them what qualities they look for in a friend.
Just to be liked, to be helped if need be, people who care, just them to be good to me and for me to be good to them.
Dependability, stick-to-itiveness. When they set out to do something, they stand by it till they finish it.
I expect loyalty. I expect them to be trustworthy. Dependability, not judgmental, accepting a person for who they are, being there when you need them, fun to be with. When we all get together, it's kind of, we're still teenagers again. We have a lot of fun together.
Sounds pretty great. I value all of those qualities in my friendships as well.
I think we all do. It's nice to hear that important qualities in a friend don't change.
Is there anything that is different about friendship at an older age? If it's so important to my health, I want to know how to maintain a relationship for that long. I mean, I wonder how we ever kept in touch before Facebook.
Well, Amanda, what we heard is that it is the quality of friendships, not the quantity, that was important to these women. But the way we relate to each other certainly has changed. So let's hear what our guests had to say.
Did your moms get together, and is that how you
No,
got to playing?
it was just started to play across the road. I mean, then you could go across the road, but we just started playing together.
Well, I can remember when I was younger, there used to be more neighborliness. You knew your neighbor, and your neighbor knew you. And now you can live next to a person and never know them, except to maybe say hi or wave or something. Because I can remember people would be outside on their porches on summer evenings, sitting in chairs and visiting back and forth, neighbors, you know. You just don't see that nowadays. I think nowadays there's probably more casual friendships because of the social media. I mean, how many people can you really get to know on Facebook? Your acquaintances and your friends, but there isn't a deep friendship. It's more of I don't know, everything is so much more casual now than it used to be. It's more of a face-to-face. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't have that so much anymore. One Thanksgiving recently after dinner, we sat around in my daughter's living room and everybody had a electronic device in their hand. A computer, a cell phone, whatever. And I think Bob and I were the only ones just sitting there. You know, there isn't the conversation that there used to be. I mean, we talked at the table. Nobody was rude enough to take out their cell phone at the table, Thanksgiving dinner, but it's just different. It's just a whole different society.
Use the internet at all to keep track? No. Have you used mail? Do you write letters to each other?
No call anymore. We used to, you know, a long time ago, but now to call is easier and cheaper and, you know.
How do you keep in touch with your friends who don't live here? Phone calls or letters?
Letters are few and far between because it's not easy to keep up a friendship sometimes, even if you want to.
This world that they've all grown up in was a world where you could run across the street, you know, and there weren't fences between every yard, and everybody knew everybody, and so now, like, there's these communities that they're living in, you know, these nursing homes or assisted living or whatever, but gosh, I think it's just really challenging. You know, sources of anguish in people's life is like, you know, the inability to connect in the way that they want to. You know, they're not in the communities of belonging that they grew up in, the neighborhoods, like that has all changed. And so how do you mediate that now as an older person?
And there are a lot of ways in which our generation can see, say, technology as a benefit to older individuals who are isolated for certain circumstances. But of everyone that we spoke to, maybe use email, but nothing else. And I don't think anyone we interviewed over, she was 79, so anyone over that just said, no. Phone, letters occasionally. But I don't think the strength of that bond of relationship, when there was someone to be in contact with, was lessened if it was a phone call every 3 months, as opposed to now where we message each other in bits and pieces briefly, and it's a lot faster and shorter.
A good friend is worth the time that you have spent to develop the friendship. And it's a busier world now, and people are not taking the time, I feel, to develop these friendships. So it's just something that maybe a lot of people miss in their life because they're too busy.
Thanks for being such a good friend, Sue.
Thank you.
You can call me anytime.
Day and night.
And that's why it matters.
A very special thanks to Kevin MacLeod for the music, Aston Manor, Clean Soul, Inner Light, and The Rule. We also want to thank Lola, Millie, and Gloria, who were kind enough to be interviewed by us, and especially Seton Orscheln for her expertise and insight.